So why you want to get with me when your style is weak? Didn't I tell you that I'm not available last week? Gwagwani nze Tshila bamvira omutima mu New York na Jane Crazy Native babaluku bataka squad bagamba ntindi wakabi when I'm stepping up on the mic. I know y'all waiting on somebody like me to give you some psych. So jump, make it clap, make your booty pop. Ebigambo bebayiwa bote biri mu kawomba letela dimension endala wano mu New York makuba lyrical injection ebawa erection wano ku stage ngasili na mu hesitation. I know I'm hot, you're not. We'll leave it at that. I be hated and debated by the chicks in the city. I just look them up and down and be like, ooh, what a pity. Hair weaves, manicures, high heels and skirts. I know what I'm worth and I make it work. That's right. I started in about 2007 and you know, picked up guitar a little bit later and then I started out as a poet and then rapper and then singer. It was a progression. It was sort of like a journey. I started music because after I graduated in the US in 2005, I decided to go back to Uganda. And when I got to Uganda, I dabbled with a few things, and then I started poetry, and then I started rapping, and then I met people who were like, you should sing, you can sing, you know, and they encouraged me. And in 2007, I started recording my first album. The loudest place I ever sang was like in the shower or something. So, and also growing up, like I would do a little bit of like, for, you know, at school with your friends, you sing on stage or something, but nothing major. I started out, you know, working with people that play traditional instruments, and then afterwards we progressed to, you know, having the full-fledged, mixing it with different Western instruments, experimenting. Then when I went to Europe at some point, I experimented with like really African chanting sounds, with mixing it with techno and beats and stuff like that. So I've experimented with a lot of music, yes. Contacted me and said to come out and see if I could take part in this worldwide talent show called The Next Big Thing. I was skeptical at first, but I was like, well, I mean, you know, what do I have to lose? So I did take part in it and came out you know, among the top 20 artists in the world, and there was like over 400 artists that, you know, that they filtered from to get, you know, the top artists. So that was shortly after I just started singing. So I was like, are they for real? You know, I was like, really? It really gave me a major boost. Like, it made me feel like I'm doing the right thing. Coming from a background, from a very academic background, and getting into music it was every moment I was questioning myself. It's like, am I really doing the right thing? Am I supposed to be doing this? The people that encourage me were people who watch me perform or, you know, listen to my music. But those that knew me, like, you know, people from my family were like, what are you doing? Why is this? Why are you wasting your time with this stuff? Because they had no value for the arts. But I ended up, you know, really trusting in myself. And when the BBC came along, that was at the time when I was just like, really, you know, am I going to do this? And then they were like, yeah, you can do it. And I was like, okay, I will do this, you know. I went into it full-fledged, and I'd been writing a few songs. I recorded my first album, and when I did my first album, I didn't even expect anything, but I got so much support along the way. People in the UK calling me to mix it and master it for me and make CDs for me, and the BBC saying, hey, you know, we consider you one of the top 20 unsigned artists around the world, and then, you know, it's just like one thing after the other, so I started, you know, riding the wave. Thank you. The 5 languages I sing in, there's English, there's French, there's Lugisu, Luganda, and Swahili. So those are the 3 African languages. There's a song I wrote called Nobody Owns This Bleep. And it was a song I wrote from a very painful relationship that I went through. I went through an abusive relationship. I was married to somebody not too long ago that was very abusive to me, and when I tried to, even coming out of it was difficult. So I just kind of squashed the pain down, so many other things, and moving on with my life and moving to the US. I started to build myself one piece at a time. So I wrote a song called Nobody Owns This Shit. No, I see everything that I do as a plus. I don't depend on how many people are there, or I depend on the representation of what I'm doing to myself. You know? And yeah, I depend on like how is it making me feel. Nobody owns this because that person made me feel like a possession. They made me feel like I was just there to basically be their possession rather than be my own person. I was kept from making music, from getting in touch with my friends, from getting in touch with my family. I was really lost, and the most painful part of it was losing the music, because that's always been a part of me. So for 2 years I went quiet, and a lot of people hadn't heard from me, and this is my, you know, getting back up on my feet and doing my thing again. The song that I wrote about corruption is called Kitu Kidoko. And Kitu Kidoko means something small. People in Uganda understand it, despite not being a majority Swahili-speaking community. Kitu Kidoko means a bribe. So where I'm from, a lot of people ask for bribes, and it's not money they deserve. It just keeps corruption in the system. Ooh. people in Uganda understand it, despite not being a majority Swahili speaking community. The Kenyans and Tanzanians speak Swahili, so they understand. It's a very common East African expression. Kitu Kidoko, meaning, you know, you have to bribe your way through everything that you do. You can't get results without using a little bit of money to oil the wheel or grease the wheel. So that's why I say Kitu Kidoko, but I say some words in Luganda as well, so people in Uganda can, you know, identify with what I'm talking about. I am currently recording a few songs that I'm going to release. Trying to figure out what's the best way to release them, but I'm recording them in New York. I'm recording 2 songs, one with Steve, who was part of the audience when I performed tonight, and another producer who's been working with 50 Cent and some other big names. So we hope to have them done by the end of the summer. I like performing in New York because, you know, you don't know what to expect, but the feeling, the vibe is awesome. It's, you know, it's very receptive, and I like putting myself out there and seeing what comes back and the kind of energy, and I'm loving the positive feedback, and I'm loving the fact that this is going to be a stepping stone for the next thing. Hi, this is Tshila in New York at the Drom performing. This is Zambezi Press. Effluence is power.